Hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
It's so great to see you a day early. Usually
Yep.
we go live on Fridays, but we're so happy to be with you today. It's a busy week, so we couldn't pass up our crafty
Yeah.
little get-togethers. So we're doing it today instead. Thanks so much for being with us. If you're watching on the replay, or if you're watching live, just pop in the comments and let us know where you're watching from. We always love to hear from you. And if you don't know who we are, I'm Patty. I'm here with Hillary.
Hello, everyone.
We're the co-founders of Hound Hugger DIY, and we love our sleepy pups. We love our bouncy, playful, barky pups. We love crafting as well, and we usually combine the two, but sometimes not. Love is in the air this week, and I'm excited about Valentine's Day and decorating a little bit. I'm not like a big Valentine's decorator, but it's fun just to have a little splash of, hearts and pink and roses and reds and all kinds of colors.
Well, it's so
Here and
nice
there.
because you've had all of the Christmas decorations, so
Yeah.
everything was like completely decorated. And
Yes.
then afterwards, so when you take all those down, it feels a little
Yeah.
empty. So
Like,
it's
wah,
fun to
wah.
do. Yeah, it's fun to do a little Valentine's so that you can just like spruce things up a little bit again.
Yes,
So,
exactly, exactly. And again, if you're not familiar with us, or if you haven't seen us for a while, we have been doing this for years and years. So if you love this craft or you're interested in other ones, please check our library wherever you're
yep.
watching us. We have a lot of fun Valentine's Day crafts as well, and dog treat recipes and all kinds of fun things
Yeah.
to look for. This one we wanted to do a little bit early, like in the season, because our inspiration came from Hobby Lobby ribbons,
Yep.
actually Christmas ribbons from Hobby Lobby. And they have huge major discounts on all of their Christmas stuff right now. And so these like spools of $10 ribbons are, way, way, way super cheap. Like I think they're up to 90% off right now.
Yeah.
So run to Hobby Lobby. You don't have to buy Christmas ribbons in their Christmas clearance. So look for anything that's got the reds and the whites. And I love, like, there's this one that's got this little fuzzy trim that's super cute. Anything that you think would work well for a Valentine's Day themed craft, be sure to grab it. And then last week I showed some from Hobby Lobby that even have like the red and white stripes or blue for 4th of July. Like definitely think about other seasons. Oh yeah. Definitely think about some of the upcoming seasons, because these are really high quality ribbons. And you mentioned this last week, like you get a lot of ribbon for the price,
Yeah.
which is so nice.
And wire edged ribbons, like nice large ribbons. So it's a great way to save some money on ribbons. Ribbons can get up there, so it's nice to save where you can with these ones. And I love the idea of don't just think about Christmas when you're going into that Christmas ribbon section. Think about like the other holidays that these would also work perfectly
exactly
for. So.
Exactly. And so if you've watched me for any length of time, I go nuts for polka dots, and I just fell in love with this polka dot one. I think that was the first one that caught my attention. I'm like, oh, Valentine's Day, this would be perfect. So anyway, so we're gonna take some ribbons, and we're gonna take some zip ties. I've got some 8-inch. I think yours are a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I've got 4-inchers. I think
those will work.
Yep.
And we're just gonna make the most beautiful garland out of bows. So here I've got one made already, so you can kind of see what they're gonna look like. But yeah, we're just gonna do a garland of bows, and I've got one strung up behind me so you can kind of get a feel for what we're doing. I just think this is so simple, so elegant, and just perfect for the Valentine's Day season. So that's what we're going to jump into today. So the first thing you're going to
do, you could do them all the same if you wanted to. We're obviously combining all of these different ribbons. So like you customize this to your heart's content, shop your craft stash, like whatever's going to work. Bigger, smaller ribbons, all of that will work too. I do think the wire edged ribbons though are probably going to really help. It'll help that bow to keep its shape once we put it together for the garland.
Yeah.
So.
And these are the 2.5-inch, just so everybody knows what size we're working with. So what you're going to do is cut strips of your ribbon that are about 2 feet long. So 24 inches long is the size of bow that we're going to make. And if you want, so my mantle is like 6 feet long, And I used this across the mantle and kind of gave it one little drape in the center. This is 15 strips that are 24 inches long will give you a 7.5 foot long garland. So kind of do as many or as few of these bows as you want to get the length that you're looking for. And if you do more swags, obviously you'll need a little bit longer, even if it's still the same size mantle. So just kind of think in that term, but I just want to give everybody because at first I'm like, I don't know how many bows to make, like I didn't know how many
sort
bows
of frame of reference.
So, exactly. And so I ended up using like 3 different kinds of designs of ribbon, and I did 5 of each, and that gave me 15 bows, and that's 7.5 feet long. So anyway, so cut them 24 inches, and then we're going to make a loop. We're going to put the ends together to make like an awareness ribbon, like a cancer ribbon or breast cancer ribbon or anything like that. And so once you have that shape, we're going to press the back together and that crisscross together. And we're just going to kind of smush everything in the center. And then you're going to take your zip tie, and this is where it makes things super easy. Even if you've got a small zip tie, this actually makes this so much easier than trying to make a bow with these wired fat ribbons. And you're going to put the zip tie in the center. And then before you close it all the way, have it mostly closed, but then you can kind of zhuzh. Like sometimes your loops might be too long on one side. Mine looks pretty good as is, but you can kind of play with it until you finish zipping it together. And give it a good, nice tug. And then we're going to trim away any excess of the zip tie. And then again, you can kind of play with the loops, fluff them out if you want. This is what we have so far. Like, this is so easy. The zip tie really helps because these are stiff ribbons, with the wire and how wide they are and things. They're good quality stiff ribbons. So
yeah, the zip tie makes it definitely go so much faster, and you can get a ton of them in a small package. So
right. And I just like it's an easy win. Like you're not having to fight. Sometimes bows are hard to put together, hard to make. So it's really nice. And then you can do the little dovetail at the bottom of your bow if you want. I just like to kind of cut at an angle. I've got my fabric scissors here. Whatever kind of tail you want on your bow.
Yeah.
These are so cute. They're so stinking cute. All right, then to cover up our little zip tie in the middle, you're going to want to get a 1-inch ribbon, or maybe it's 5/8 inch or whatever, just about an inch ribbon. And I didn't have a red that matched that I liked, or red or white. So I actually cut down, this is another kind of wider ribbon, and I'm just using like one of the stripes or sections of the check for my ribbon. And that's all you need. It's just a small little ribbon in the middle. And then I'm
just using a little bit of white. So again, you can totally customize these however you want to. Grab what you need. I think mine are from Dollar Tree or whatever. It's a 5/8 little ribbon that I'm using.
Perfect size. I'm just going to cut a couple inches, maybe 3 inches in length on that. And then we're going to wrap that around the zip tie, and then we're just going to glue it in place using hot glue.
Yeah, this is so easy. Makes the putting the bows together so much easier.
Yeah. Now, one thing I would suggest is don't pull so tight. Like keep that center loose because you want it to kind of look a little puffy because the bow has got puffy little, bows on the side. So I wouldn't pull the center ribbon. When I first started doing these, I was pulling that center ribbon really tight. And you don't really need a tight fit.
Yep. And give yourself a little extra room. With that in mind, give yourself a little extra room. So like 3 inches,
Yes.
because you're not tightening that down. You're not using it to like create the bow shape.
Exactly. And that's what I was originally thinking, had in my mind. I need to use that to keep that bow together, but you don't. And then what ends up happening if you pull it too tight, you lose it. It just gets wedged into that tight little space, and then you lose the look of that little ribbon in the middle. So, oh my gosh, so cute. These are so good. And I love the fuzzy. Oh, I'm all about the fuzzy on the. I just got those.
Really cute.
Fell in love with those. Those are so fun. All right, so we're just going to keep doing a few more. We're just going to keep adding these together. And give you a little more to see.
About the easiest way you can make a ribbon.
It really is. It really is. I think I'm going to use.
And you can kind of play around too, depending on which ribbon you're using and stuff like that. Like if you want the bow parts to be a little longer, if you want the tails to be a little longer, you can kind of adjust as needed.
Yep, exactly. My pups must be absolutely worn out today. They're just snoozing away right here next to me. It's so funny.
You can probably hear mine. They're barking. So one of them's outside, one of them's inside. And you will probably get to hear the inside one bark even closer.
Some ribbons are a little easier to squish together in the middle. Some are a little stiffer. Depends on the fabric they're made of. This is definitely a craft you could do in front of the TV, right? Like you don't have to really think too much, especially if you get all your strips cut ahead of time. If you want to measure them, exactly. I just kind of eyeball it, but.
This would be super fun for like party decor, decor and things like that too.
Yes, yeah. Or even anybody that has a birthday party and birthday in February. This would be a cute little way to decorate.
So cute. The bows, it's just such a fun shape and such a it immediately makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly. Reminds you of presents and gifts and getting all dolled up. This is so fun. All right. And so one of the things I did is I ended up using the same ribbon in the middle to kind of coordinate all my bows, to kind of unify the whole garland. You don't have to do that. You can mix and match whatever bows you want to cover the zip tie with.
And do be careful, the ribbons are pretty thin. So when you're using that hot glue, do be a little careful just to make sure you don't burn yourself. So cute. And I do like the idea of using that same just to kind of unify things. Since the ribbons are different, it's nice to have something that's consistent across all the bows.
Yeah. So that looks like it all goes together.
Yeah.
so cute. Cute. Put it in my hair. Little hair ribbon. These would be adorable for a little girl. These are fun. All right. I'm gonna make one last one. So again, we're cutting about 24 inches in length. The ribbons are 2.5 inches wide. They're wired. Grabbed them from Hobby Lobby. They're major discounts here. And like once you get one done, it's you kind of go into a rhythm, you know.
Yep.
It gets easier, faster.
And some ribbons may be easier to work, like depending on if you're using different styles of ribbons. Some of them are a little stiffer, that sort of thing. So
yeah. Yeah, and if you need to make any adjustments to the length of your bows, again, just don't pull that zip tie all the way just yet until you're ready. But I think this looks good. All right. I think these polka dots. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so when I have one ribbon here that has definitely a different front and back. So that one you may need to just kind of like play around with it. You're almost creating like a rectangle of a, like instead of the awareness ribbon kind of shape, you're almost creating kind of a rectangle so that when you bunch it all together, you have the right side on the front the whole time.
Yeah, that's true. And that's a really neat ribbon. That's the first one I started with because it's got a fuzzy side and a kind of like a burlappy side, like a front and a back, like you were saying. It's kind of neat.
And for all of these, so we obviously went to Hobby Lobby and shopped their clearance ribbon stash, but we also have similar types of ribbons that are linked in the description as well. So if you don't have a Hobby Lobby near you, you can definitely check out that link. It's from Amazon, and we have some really fun Valentine's ribbons that we found on there as well.
All right, just wrapping that center ribbon around. Again, just don't pull it too tightly because it'll scrunch up so much in that tight little space where the zip tie is. You kind of lose the look of that center ribbon. So try and keep it a little loosey-goosey. All right. Cute. Back to my polka dots.
Just playing with my shapes a little bit before I zip tie this down tight.
Yeah, that's a key. And it's okay if one of the tails is longer than the other. Like it's perfect. They're not going to be perfect. In fact, they're perfectly imperfect when they don't all exactly look alike. It's fun
you want a little of that whimsy variety and handmade feel and stuff. So
yeah, exactly. Super cute. These would be fun just on a gift for Valentine's Day, or put them on a gift bag. Would be adorable. A little box of chocolates for your Valentine.
Yeah, and as Patty mentioned, like if you're looking for some more inspiration for Valentine's, either decor or treats or all sorts of stuff, check out our past library. We have some really, really fun ones that we've done.
Yeah, we do.
And we have some coming up for Dollar Tree DIYs that are really cute as well. So definitely check out that Dollar Tree section. Whenever they have holiday decor that comes out, you kind of gotta grab it while it's available because it does sell quickly.
Yeah. Yes. I love it.
Yay.
And once you get all your bows done, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach them together. And there are a couple of different ways to do this. One of them is to actually use a stapler, which is nice and quick and easy, and you don't have to worry about burning yourself or anything like that, which I like. But you can also use a glue gun if you'd like as well. So the idea is to take two of your bows and you're going to connect the bows together. You can glue down the side there and attach them that way, or you can just staple at the top or the bottom to keep them together that way. I was just experimenting and I love the bow shape. I love seeing this little V in the middle here. And so I used the stapler because I'd never done that before. And I just stapled the bottom of the bows together just so I could see kind of each individual. I felt like you kind of lose the bow shape if you glue them together. But again, do what you like, do what you want, that matches your aesthetic and style and design and all that good stuff. But that's what we're going to do is we're just going to connect the bows together. I'm going to use a stapler.
You could also use just a couple stitches. So if you wanted to like on that bottom edge as well, I'm going to try to glue kind of halfway up. So not gluing all the way up to the top. I'll see if they'll hold together well enough.
Oh, I bet they will.
That way. So
I bet that would be great. Yeah. Glue is a much more permanent solution. So if you are looking to use this garland year after year, I would probably recommend the glue solution, sticking them together with glue, because it'll keep them more secure, especially difficult when you're stapling a bow that's burlap, that's got a bunch of holes in it and stuff. The staples don't really stick together all that, it doesn't staple your bow all that well together. So glue would probably be a better option, although you just got to be careful you don't burn your fingers when you do that. And then you just keep going from bow to bow to bow. You kind of set them aside, together, see where they kind of lay together nicely, and then just secure them in that spot. Oh my gosh, it's so stinking cute.
This is such a fun one.
It is.
So cute.
I love it. I love it. Oh, these are so fun. How cute are these? Like, I could even wear this today. This is adorable. This is so fun. But anyway, yeah, hope we've inspired you to get out there and do a little decorating for the holidays. And I love too that this doesn't like scream Valentine's Day. It's not like hearts all over it. It's just this little feminine touch of white and red and probably a little pink and thrown in there, whatever colors that you like for the holiday. Of course, we were inspired by all the red and whites that Hobby Lobby had. So there's a lot to choose from there. But yeah, super easy, so fun.
Yeah, we would love to see if you all give this one a try. We would love to see your creations. So please tag us Hound Hugger DIY so we can check those out. It absolutely makes our day when we get to see your guys' creations.
Exactly. And I did forget to mention to hang this, just take a little bit of jute twine and make a loop, and then you can just hang it on where, a picture frame. I've got these hung up here.
Yeah.
You can hang it on your mantle where, over your front door or window. Your windowsill would be super cute too. So very easy, very lightweight. You can put it anywhere.
Yep.
Over a bed. Headboard would be super cute.
Oh, that would be
little
adorable.
little girl's room. Wouldn't that be so cute? So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna just keep going. We're gonna keep going and going and going. I'm just gonna fill the room with my little bow garland here. So thanks so much, everybody, for being with us today. We love crafting with you. I'm so glad we got a chance to do it this week, even though it was a day early. So
Yep.
Hope we've inspired you to get out there and have a little crafty fun this weekend.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.